my dog, my pug, is underneath me. She's always going to be underneath the craft desk and underneath my feet. So if you hear her snoring or grunting, I apologize. She's a pug. She does it a lot. And also, I have lupus, and some of the medications, the steroid medications, and some other medications that I take tend to make my hands really, really swollen. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's really puffy. My hands and fingers are very swollen today because I have been crafting a lot these last few days. So they tend to drop things and thumble around a lot. So you will probably see a lot of things thumbling and falling, and I'm dropping things constantly, so I apologize for that. So I had said something to a few friends that I was going to be making my own boho gypsy styled ornaments this year for Christmas, and I asked in the Facebook Pink Poodle Crafts group if anybody would be interested in me making a video on how I make my boho gypsy ornaments, and a lot of you said yes. So I figured I will show you how I make them. Today I'm going to be making these cute little stocking boho gypsy stockings. They're really simple to make, really easy to make, fun to make, and they're cute, I think. So you will need some kind of cardboard. It can be regular cardboard like this. It can be cereal boxes. It can be chipboard. It can be 4 or so cardstocks glued together, just as long as it's not paper and flimsy. It's got to have a little bit of strength to it. I went ahead and I had cut out some templates, and I made some other ones as well, but today I'm just going to make these stockings. If you really want me to do a video on these, I will, but it's pretty much the same thing, the same concept as making a stocking. So what I did is I just used the template and drew it on some regular cardboard, and then I cut it out. Now, to save time, I did not do this on video, but what I did is I just took some regular gesso like this, and wherever the camera is, there it is, and I just gessoed it really good so that it has some tooth, so that things will, catch on it better and stick to it better. You can even use regular white paint, acrylic paint, if you don't have gesso. So yeah, the next step that I do is I use the Distress Oxides inks. You can use regular Distress ink pads. You can use acrylic paints for this. You can use crayons. You can use gelatos, whatever they're called. It's endless really what you can use. I am going to use the Distress Oxides just because a friend has sent them to me and I've been really enjoying playing with them. So the first color I'm going to go with is the Twisted Citron, and you can do this any color you want. The reason I'm doing these colors is this is kind of the theme. Oh, I turned that upside down, didn't I? Oops. This is the theme of my decorations in my tree and everything. So it doesn't have to be this color, obviously. And I just, no really rhyme or reason, I just kind of wherever. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to be blended in. And then I'm going to take the Wilted Violets. And I'm going to do those in the spots that I did not do the Twisted Citron. Alright, and then what I like to do is I like to go back over with the Twisted Citron. Oops, what am I doing here? Fingers are fumbling all over the place. And I like to blend it all through again. And as you can see, I have fingerprints there, so I'm just going to kind of blend it through. Just like I said, there's no real rhyme or reason for these. It just depends on how you like it, and once you like it, then you can stop right there. Now, you can use stamps if you want. You can doodle or draw. You can put stickers. You know, there's other multiple things that you can do for this next step. I'm going to be using a stencil, and it's one of those really sticky stencils that you get like at the dollar store. And I'm just going to line that up how I want it. Just kind of press it down. And then I'm going to take Salty Ocean, and I'm just going to go over the places that I want done. And I'm doing it kind of messily because I'm not really too worried about it being perfect, because it kind of looks better when it's not perfect. That's just my preference, of course. Alright, and then I'm going to pull this up like so, and then there we go. Now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have here some Perfect Pearls, and I also have some puffy 3D paint. You could use acrylic paint, you could use little gems, there's whatever you want for some kind of dimension and texture, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these in little random spots here that I feel that I want to put. Let's see, I'm going to do these ones as well. Okay. Then I'm going to take the purple and put those in the middle here. Now, these I've had issues with of clogging, so, and then they just come out really fast. Okay, a little bit more there. And I think I'm going to stop there. Okay, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little, I forgot what they're called, it's like the toe or something of the stocking. I'm just going to, oops, see, that's what I mean by that. I'm just going to just kind of just map out a little section there. I'm going to do it right here on the heel as well. Just like so. And then I'm going to take my other 3D paint, and I'm going to just color in this area. And I like the 3D paints for this just because it gives it a lot of texture. It almost makes it look like fabric, I guess you can say, when it's dried. I don't know, I really like how it gives it that texture-y look. Now, after you were done with this, you would want this to dry and try not to touch it, but for video purposes, I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the video with it wet. So I do not recommend that though, because I'm probably going to get it all over the place. Alright, so that is that step. Now the next step is you will need some kind of I don't know what they're called. They're like bedazzling gems, like so. They have them at, I think, the dollar store. You don't even have to use those. You can use pearls. You can use anything, any kind of little, you know, even ribbon. Ribbon would work just as good. But I'm going to be using these little plastic pearls and this purple gem ribbon here. And what I'm going to do, and again, like I said, you would normally wait for this to dry, but because I'm in no mood to be waiting around because I'm doing a video, I'm going to go ahead and do this carefully. And I'm just going to put it right here on the outside of what I just did, like so. And then I'm going to take this and carefully try to put it on there, like so. Okay, well, it didn't quite go as planned, but that's okay. That's what I get for not waiting. So there's that, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut off the excess right here. Then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to do it right here as well. Trying not to get it on the wet paint, because when the paint is wet it doesn't stick very well. If it was dry it would be no issue, but it's not, so trying to go around it here. There we go. Just like so. And then I will cut that off as well. Right, now I'm going to take, I really hope that I'm in frame over here. I'm going to take the pearls and go on the opposite side of what I just did. So, and you only need a little bit of glue, hot glue, for these pearls. They stick pretty good. And I noticed that if you put too much hot glue, they it seeps up and it looks really bad. All you can see is like the hot glue in between the pearls, and it just doesn't look good to me. So just a little bit usually does the trick. Oops, come back here. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to the heel part. And these are pretty simple to make. Once you've done a couple, you get in this kind of like groove, and you can pop at least, or pump out at least 2 or 3 of these in an hour. So they get, once you get going, they get going pretty quick. Alright, and then the next step is something up here. You can use the punches if you have any kind of these punches. They look really good. You can use a ribbon. You can use, oh, where is it? Let me see. You can use fringy trim such as this. See how cute that is? You can use, I mean, it really is entirely up to you. However, I am going to be using my beaded trim here just because it gives it more of a boho feel, in my opinion. So I'm going to try very hard. Yeah, that's still wet. Please excuse the sound. I'm going to dry this a little bit. It might be okay. I'm just going to kind of judge here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap just a little bit, just so that it gets a more crisp line. Oh, and it's all tangled in my scissors, of course. Only stuff like that happens to me, I swear. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go about right there. Okay, put that aside. I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to do just a little bit at a time because I've noticed that fabric doesn't really stick all that great unless that glue is really, really warm. So if it has any time to cool off at all, then it doesn't stick as good. So I do just a little bit at a time, making sure that it's semi-straight. It doesn't have to be perfect because, again, I like things that aren't 100% perfect. It just gives more character. You can tell it's homemade. And in my opinion, it's kind of like, it goes with the whole Gypsy Boho thing. It just gives it more character. Now I'm going to get rid of that little bit of glue up here. Okay, and then the parts that are sticking up, I'm just going to tuck with some glue on the sides, and it gives it just a really nice clean. Oh. It's a good thing that I am used to hot glue because it doesn't burn me anymore. But it just makes it look a lot better when it's around the corner and fastened in there good. So let's get rid of that. There's some more glue up there I don't want, so get rid of that. And then there you go. Now the next step is to take some more of that trim or anything that you want, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it down like so. Okay. And then I am going to clip that part off, trying not to get the paint all over me, which I'm having a heck of a time cutting that part off without getting, well, I got it on me anyways, but that's okay. That's what I get for not waiting. Okay, and then now I'm going to take some more of the pearls and go right up above that. And we're almost done here, guys. Really, that's just so simple to do. It really, really is. Okay. And just like that. And then I'm going to cut that part off. I'm making a mess over here. I have a very small crafting area and a very small crafting desk. So I get stuff all over the place. Alright, so now you can leave it just as it is if you want, or you can do the little bedazzle on the side, which I like to do because, well, it's just more bling that I like. So I'm going to use just some regular chain, and I have these little tiny jingle bells, and I have these kinds of, I forgot what they're called, beads. I'm going to use the purple one this time. And then you're going to need jumpers, of course, to be able to put them on. So I'm going to get those out right here. And then you also are going to need, now I don't remember what these are called. I'm sure you all are probably screaming it right now. But though they are the little pin things that you put for like jewelry making. I'm not much of a jewelry maker, so I don't know what they're called. But they have the little pins that you use. Again, don't know what they're called. But you're going to need one of those, and let's see, what else is it going to need? Oh, you can use a paper puncher if you want, or a crocodile puncher, but I'm just going to use my little handy dandy poker thingy here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the middle and just poke a hole, just like that. And I'm going to poke, oops, see, got it on me. This is what happens when I don't have patience to wait for it to dry. Problem is I have a hard time with my editor on my computer, so I'm not able to actually piece together any more videos right now, so or edit. So I can't wait really, unless you guys want to sit here forever and watch paint dry literally, and I don't think that's all that fun. Alright, and then I'm going to put a hole right here on the side as well. Now I'm going to take some of my string here. Where did my scissors go? Over here. Okay. And then I am going to take, I have one of the really big needles that can take thick string, and I'm sorry I'm off camera for this, but again my fingers are so just swollen that I fumble and thimble and drop things so much that I kind of have to have it up close to me so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. And this is where everything starts getting a little more difficult for me, because I'm doing a lot of things with my fingers, the jewelry making and all that, and the jumpers. It tends to really mess with my hands and my fingers, so it takes me a lot longer than it would the normal person to do this. As you can tell, I'm struggling very hard just to thread this, because my fingers do not want to function. I tell ya, I don't wish this on anyone. The lupus and anybody who has like arthritis or anything that has to do with your fingers and joints stiffening and being swollen. It is not fun at all. Okay, so I threaded it like that. Then I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Probably this way? No, this way. Okay, sorry, I had to think for a minute. I'm going to go through, but I'm not going to go all the way through, if that makes sense. I'm going to go only halfway. Okay, and then I'm going to pull one side and hold the other, and go ahead and just release that needle for the moment. And then normally I can push this back through. You may have to make the hole a little bit bigger, or you can go and put the needle back on, and in this case I have to put the needle back on because the hole is not very big, and then just go back through the side again. But do not pull all the way through. You just want to pull just a little bit. Yeah, so that hole did not want to go at all. Okay. Now I'm going to take this part and I'm going to just loop it like so. Make sure it's pulled tight. Looks like it's kind of stuck on. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna quickly tie this real quick off camera. You guys don't need to see me trying to thumble around with a knot, because again, it's harder for me than it would be a normal person. Okay, and then I'm just gonna cut the rest of the excess off here, like so. Alright, now put this up before I lose it. Now on the other part, I'm just going to take the chain, and I'm gonna kind of guesstimate where I want it, and I'm gonna right there, looks fine. Okay, and then I'm going to take that pin and I'm going to put it in through here. Then I am going to take, oops, my pliers here, and I cut some of that off because we don't need it to be that long. And then I'm only going to do it halfway, bend it halfway. Stick this at the very end of that chain like so. And then however you know, close these off, if just keep twisting and twisting and, oh, breaking it. Alright, that didn't work so well, so let's try that again. Grab it. Try not to clip it this time with your pliers like I just did. Come on, get on there. Okay. I'm going to take this off camera so I can see it a little bit better, so I don't have that issue again. Okay. And I'm just going to twist it and clip it off. Now, this is the part that starts getting pretty intense for me because, again, my fingers are so sore and swollen and stiff tonight that this may be a little bit harder than normal here. I'm just going to take out a couple of these little jingle bells, and then I'm going to take some of the jumpers here. And I'm going to do this off camera. I'm just going to open up a jumper, but I have to do it, like I said, up close so that I don't drop it. Then I'm going to grab a jingle bell here, and I'm going to put it about halfway, a little bit less than halfway up the chain. And see, that's what I mean by not being able to do it over here, because I have to have it literally like in my face. Okay, so did I got it? Yes, okay. And then just close up the jumper, oops, like so, and then go and try to do the other one. And again, this would be a lot faster for people who do not have my issue. I tend to waste a lot of time dropping things, trying to find things that I've dropped. My poor pug ends up with half the things on her, and she just sits there and just kind of huffs at me until I pick it all up off her. So, the fun things of autoimmune diseases that comes along with everything. Okay, got that one on finally. Close that off. Make sure it's on there good. And then I'm going to take one of the bigger jumpers and put it at the very, oops, come on. I'm going to put it at the very top of the chain, like so. And I'm going to go back over here where I poked a hole on the side, and I'm pretty much piercing it through and then closing it off. Whoops. Don't you fall apart on me now. There we go. And then closing that off as well. And there you go. You have a Gypsy Boho stocking. If I can get this to cooperate a little bit. And again, like I said, if you wait for it to dry, it won't look so bad. But unfortunately, I do not have the right editing to wait and cut pieces of video, so anyways, so there you go. That is how I make the Gypsy Boho stocking ornaments. In the next couple of days, I'm going to be making borax snowflake crystals. You use borax and hot water and pipe cleaner, and you can make these crystal snowflakes, and they're really, really fun, really easy to do. Borax is really cheap. You can get it at your grocery stores and supermarkets next to usually the laundry aisle, and for just like $1 or $2, a couple bucks, something like that. And I'm going to use food coloring and other coloring to make different colored ones. And as you know, my theme is, you know, purples and different types of blues and greens and pinks. So it's going to be really fun to make. So if you are interested in making those with me, yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, whatever you know. I will always be posting these in the Facebook group, the Pink Poodle Crafts group. So every time I post a video, I will have that up in there. I also I found this idea on Pinterest, so I will try to link the photo that gave me the inspiration to make these. If it's something I make that I've seen on a video or something, I always give credit where credit is due. I will link the person's YouTube video or name down below in the description as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully I will be able to get this video up pretty soon. I have not the best internet. It takes quite a few hours to upload anything. But as soon as I do, I will try to get started on the next video. So I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope you have a good night. Bye.